The story of Noah's Ark is one of the most well-known narratives in the Bible. Found in the book of Genesis, it tells of God's decision to cleanse the earth of wickedness with a catastrophic flood, sparing only the righteous Noah and his family. This epic narrative is filled with drama, suspense, and profound theological insights. The story begins with God's observation of humanity's pervasive wickedness. Grieving over his creation's descent into corruption, God decides to send a flood to wipe the slate clean. Amidst the widespread corruption, one man stands out: Noah. Known for his righteousness and unwavering faith, Noah finds favor in God's eyes. God instructs Noah to build an ark, a massive vessel designed to withstand the impending flood. Noah is tasked with bringing his family and two of every living creature onto the ark, ensuring the preservation of life. After the floodwaters recede, Noah, his family, and the animals disembark, marking the beginning of a new era for humanity. The story of Noah's Ark shares striking similarities with other ancient flood myths, particularly those from Mesopotamia. One such myth, the Epic of Gilgamesh, predates the biblical account by several centuries. In this epic, Gilgamesh encounters Utnapishtim, a wise man who survived a great flood sent by the gods. Utnapishtim recounts how he built a massive ark at the behest of the god Ea, gathering his family and animals to survive the deluge. The parallels between Utnapishtim's story and Noah's suggest a shared cultural memory of a catastrophic flood event. The presence of similar flood narratives in different cultures points to the universality of human experiences with natural disasters. To appreciate the historical context of the Noah story, we must consider the world in which the Genesis account took shape. The book of Genesis, the first book of the Hebrew Bible, emerged during the Babylonian exile in the 6th century BCE. This period was a time of immense upheaval for the Israelites, who were living as captives in a foreign land. In this context, the story of Noah would have held particular resonance. The flood narrative, with its themes of divine judgment and hope of renewal, would have served as a powerful reminder to the exiled Israelites of God's power and faithfulness. The story's emphasis on Noah's righteousness and obedience would have served as a moral compass for the Israelites. The prominence of flood narratives in ancient Near Eastern literature speaks to the profound impact floods had on the lives of the people in the region. Mesopotamia, situated between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, was highly susceptible to flooding. These rivers, while essential for irrigation and agriculture, could also be unpredictable and destructive. Floods captured the imagination of ancient storytellers, becoming a powerful metaphor for chaos, renewal, and the precarious nature of human existence. The story of Noah's Ark, with its vivid descriptions of the rising floodwaters, would have resonated deeply with ancient audiences. The Noah story reflects the environmental realities of the ancient Near East and explores timeless themes such as sin, judgment, and the possibility of redemption. In the narrative of the Great Flood, Noah emerges as a beacon of righteousness in a world consumed by wickedness. The Bible describes him as a just man, perfect in his generations. This description sets Noah apart from his contemporaries, highlighting his moral integrity and adherence to God's laws. Noah's righteousness was not merely outward conformity to religious rituals, but a genuine commitment to living a life pleasing to God. The Bible emphasizes that Noah walked with God, indicating a close and intimate relationship with the divine. His character serves as a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, God sees and honors those who remain faithful. Central to Noah's character is his unwavering obedience to God's commands. When God instructs him to build an ark, Noah doesn't hesitate or question. He trusts implicitly in God's word and sets about the task with determination. The construction of the ark was an act of profound courage and perseverance. The Bible tells us that it took Noah and his sons decades to complete the ark, a testament to their commitment. Noah's story reminds us that true faith often demands action, even in the face of adversity. While Noah's story is often celebrated as a triumph of faith, it's important to acknowledge the immense challenges he faced. Imagine the weight of responsibility he carried, knowing that the fate of humanity and all living creatures rested on his shoulders. The Bible doesn't shy away from portraying the emotional impact of these experiences on Noah. We see glimpses of his grief, his anger, and his despair as he confronts the depths of human depravity. Yet, through it all, Noah's faith in God remains steadfast. Noah's story reminds us that faith is not the absence of doubt or despair, but the courage to hold on to hope even in the darkest of times. It's essential to remember that Noah, despite his righteousness, was still human. He was not immune to the temptations and failings common to all humanity. The biblical narrative doesn't shy away from this reality. The story of Noah's drunkenness and the incident with his son Ham serves as a reminder that even the most righteous individuals are capable of missteps. However, Noah's story is not defined by his flaws but by his faith and obedience. Noah's story offers a powerful message of hope and redemption, reminding us that God can use even flawed individuals to accomplish his purposes. The Ark, a colossal structure of gopher wood, stands as the most enduring symbol in the Noah story. More than just a boat, the Ark embodies God's mercy and his desire to preserve life amidst judgment. Its construction speaks to the importance of obedience and faith in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. The Ark's massive size symbolizes the all-encompassing nature of God's salvation. It serves as a powerful visual reminder that God's grace extends to all who seek refuge in him. The Ark stands as a beacon of hope for all generations, a testament to the enduring power of faith and the boundless nature of God's love. The flood, a cataclysmic event of unimaginable proportions, represents both judgment and cleansing. It symbolizes the consequences of unchecked sin and the destructive power of evil. Yet the flood is not merely a symbol of destruction. It also represents a necessary purging, a washing away of corruption and a preparation for a new beginning. The floodwaters, in their receding, symbolize the cyclical nature of time and the ebb and flow of history. The flood serves as a powerful reminder that even in the face of overwhelming destruction, God's plan of redemption and renewal continues to unfold. The rainbow, a breathtaking arc of color painted across the sky, stands as a symbol of God's covenant with Noah and all living creatures. It represents a promise made and a promise kept, a testament to God's faithfulness. The rainbow's appearance after the flood signifies hope and the restoration of harmony between God and humanity. It serves as a visible reminder that God has not abandoned his creation but has chosen to forge a new path, marked by grace and forgiveness. The rainbow's diverse colors symbolize the unity and diversity of all creation under God's care. The rainbow serves as a beacon of hope for generations to come, a testament to the enduring power of God's covenants. The dove, released from the ark to search for dry land, embodies hope and the anticipation of new beginnings. Its persistent flights, returning initially with nothing but eventually bringing back an olive branch, symbolize the resilience of life. The olive branch, a symbol of peace and reconciliation, represents the restoration of harmony between God and humanity. The dove's eventual return to the ark signifies the importance of seeking refuge and guidance in God. The dove and the olive branch paint a picture of hope and renewal. They remind us that even after the most devastating storms, life finds a way to flourish again, and God's promises of peace and restoration hold true. Section 1. The Peril of Wickedness. The story of Noah's Ark stands as a stark reminder of the consequences of unchecked wickedness. The Bible tells us that God, observing the pervasive corruption and violence that had engulfed humanity, was grieved to his heart. Genesis 6:6. The flood serves as a powerful symbol of God's judgment on sin and the destructive consequences it unleashes upon individuals and societies alike. The narrative doesn't shy away from depicting the depravity that had become rampant in Noah's time. The earth, once a pristine paradise, had become corrupted by human sin, a breeding ground for violence, greed, and every form of wickedness imaginable. The flood, in its totality, serves as a stark warning against the dangers of allowing evil to take root and spread unchecked. The story of Noah reminds us that sin has consequences, not only for individuals but for entire communities and even for creation itself. It serves as a timeless reminder that we are accountable for our actions and that our choices have far-reaching implications. The flood, in its devastating finality, underscores the urgency of addressing sin, both in our own lives and in the world around us. Central to the story of Noah is the theme of obedience. Noah, a man described as righteous and blameless in his generation, stands in stark contrast to the wickedness that surrounded him. His defining characteristic is his unwavering obedience to God's commands, even when those commands seem impossible or illogical. When God instructs Noah to build an ark, a seemingly absurd task given the lack of any imminent threat or any prior shipbuilding experience, Noah doesn't hesitate. He trusts implicitly in God's word and sets about the task with unwavering determination. This act of obedience, undertaken without question or complaint, forms the very foundation of Noah's story. The story of Noah teaches us that obedience to God is not contingent on our understanding or our circumstances. It is an act of faith, a surrender to a higher authority, a recognition that God's ways are higher than our ways. Noah's example serves as a timeless reminder that true obedience is rooted in trust, and that following God's commands, even when we don't fully comprehend them, leads to blessing and deliverance. The story of Noah's Ark is, at its core, a testament to the power of faith. Noah's faith was not a passive belief or a mere intellectual assent to God's existence. It was an active, living faith that manifested itself in his unwavering obedience and his steadfast hope in God's promises. Imagine the ridicule Noah must have faced as he built the ark year after year with no sign of rain or any impending flood. Imagine the doubts that must have crept into his mind as he witnessed the skepticism and mockery of those around him. Yet, despite it all, Noah's faith never wavered. Noah's story reminds us that true faith often requires us to stand alone, to hold fast to God's promises, even when we see no evidence of their fulfillment. It teaches us that faith is not the absence of doubt, but the courage to believe, even when we cannot see, to trust in God's faithfulness, even when our circumstances seem impossible. Noah's example serves as a beacon of hope for all who face trials and tribulations, reminding us that God honors those who trust in him, even when everything around them seems to be falling apart. The story of Noah's Ark, while filled with judgment and destruction, ultimately ends on a note of hope and renewal. The floodwaters recede, the Ark comes to rest on the mountains of Ararat, and a new world emerges, cleansed and refreshed. God establishes a covenant with Noah, promising never again to destroy the earth with a flood. The rainbow, a symbol of God's faithfulness and his commitment to his promises, arches across the sky, a visible reminder of the covenant established between God and humanity. The dove, released from the ark, returns with an olive branch, a symbol of peace and new beginnings. The story of Noah reminds us that even after the most devastating storms, there is always hope for renewal. It teaches us that God's love is steadfast, his mercy endures forever, and his plans for our lives extend far beyond our present circumstances. The flood, in its destructive finality, paved the way for a new beginning, a world transformed by God's grace. Noah's story in its entirety serves as a testament to the enduring power of hope and the boundless nature of God's love. The story of Noah's Ark, passed down through millennia, stands as a timeless testament to the enduring power of faith. It speaks to universal human experiences of sin, judgment, hope, and redemption. The flood serves as a warning against unchecked wickedness, yet it offers hope, symbolized by the ark. Noah's obedience highlights the power of faith. Despite its ancient origins, the story of Noah retains a remarkable relevance for the modern world. In an age grappling with climate change and global conflict, the story's themes of judgment, renewal, and stewardship resonate with urgency. The flood symbolizes environmental catastrophe, reminding us of the consequences of human actions. It challenges us to live in greater harmony with creation. The story's message of hope and renewal offers inspiration in uncertain times. It reminds us that even in the darkest times, there is always a chance for a new beginning. The rainbow symbolizes God's enduring promise and hope for peace and restoration. The story of Noah is a living narrative that continues to inspire and guide us. Its enduring relevance speaks to our deepest longings for meaning, purpose, and hope.